So it's finally here after months of planning, sketching, trying to make decisions. Trailer's arrived. And today the trailer build begins. Hi, my name is Zach, and this is Cargo Camper DIY. On this channel, what we do is we discuss building cargo campers and we talk about the systems that are going to make them work. If you've been following along, you know that we didn't just jump into this build. We spent the last few episodes planning out the systems, testing the components, making sure things were going to work the way that I thought they might work. That planning is going to save us a lot of time and expense in the future, and it'll make this project go a lot faster. Now the planning is over, the trailer is home, and we're going to get started on this build today. Now, before we cut any holes in this, before I run a single wire or install a component, I want to show you what we're going to start with. Just before we get too far along here, I did weigh it. So that's the final weight with the truck and trailer. They couldn't do the trailer separately, but I know my truck weighs roughly 3,900 pounds. I've got a full tidy tank diesel on it and a toolbox, bunch of heavy stuff, cap. But anyways, so roughly that, maybe even closer to 4,000 kilograms, but that makes 1,210 kilograms different, which works out to be about 2,666 pounds. So give or take maybe 100 pounds either way. So as you can see, the trailer is pretty heavy, but now let's talk about why it is this heavy. So I bought this trailer from a local manufacturer, which I highly recommend because you can go and actually see how they build trailers. They'll tell you the specs that they're going to build yours to. Often you can get them to do custom modifications that you can't get from a mass-produced company. So this trailer itself is 7.5 feet wide and 16 feet long. That's the box that we have to work with. What's nice about this trailer is, first off, it's screwless exterior, as you saw. Also, it's polycore. They're very thinly laminated together sheets. So it's an aluminum, very thin aluminum, then an adhesive and a fiberglass backing. What it does is it stops that canning look that you often get from aluminum. It also provides a little bit of a thermal break from the outside to the inside. You can see the spacing on the front here because of the wind resistance. This isn't 16 inches, this is more like maybe 12, maybe 10 even on the front and on the back. The sides, 16-inch centers. A few things to keep in mind too when you're looking at getting a cargo trailer. Some will put that checker plate on the front, but then what they do is they cut it. So it's like checker plate below and then panel above. But this, it's just the same, the panel all the way to the ground and the checker plate put on top. That's what you want. You don't want a seam here. Also, just look at how well this is built. Look at this. So this is 1x3s, maybe even 1x4s, 1x4. Carry that load all the way around. Same with that. 1x4, 1x4, 1x4 across the top, 1x4. These are all 1x4. So you can really see the strength. And one thing that's nice is they probably build these walls flat. So they'll lay them flat on a welding table, weld them all up, and then flip them up. And you can see that here. Like you can see, this was built as a wall and then flipped up. This was built as a roof and then set on top and then welded right into place. So there's a few custom things that I had done with this trailer. As you saw when we were outside, I asked them to put the axles underneath the trailer. So the wheels, none of them stick out past 7'6". Much easier for getting around the bush. Also, just I feel for towing, everything's just so much easier. I feel like they just put the wheels on the outside so it makes it easier for the trailer manufacturer because there is a lot more welding and framing that has to take place to bring them in, as we'll see. I also asked them to place the RV door 42 inches from the front so that I can get my electrical closet in there, plus a normal closet. No vents. No lights were put on the trailer, nothing. It's just a bare bones trailer. The floor is 3/4 inch plywood, and these wheel wells, I actually got them to make them a little bigger. So it comes in an extra 2 inches and it's forward an extra 2 inches and extra 2 inches high. So that'll allow me to run bigger tires in the future. As you can see, I'm just laying out my components, seeing how they fit. Let's go talk about the outside. So it's a good spot to start. So you can see the extra clearance that's there for the tires for when I put in bigger tires. These axles, they're two 5,000-pound straight axles. So I had them install an RV door. It's insulated window, the little wind latch with a bug screen. This is good if you can get them to install that because then you're not messing with a piece of plywood trying to insulate it. It's got this seal all across here, and then also the water and everything will run right out. As you can see, no lights, no back door. Let me show you underneath here. So you can see the framing, it's solid 3/16 all the way to the front. And then they've built out these blocks here, but look at how well that's built. That's 2 of those blocks in there. Isn't it crazy? One thing that's nice, and one thing they said to look for too, is that it's welded all the way around. So it's not just one weld here or a little weld here, but you can see it's welded all the way around. And then inside here, it's a little bit raised. And then this is the 1/8 inch support. So these are, I think it's 1.5 inches, maybe 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, which works out well for me because I'm going to insulate this and insulate on top of here. We're going to have double insulation in here. Okay, so the axles, there's the 5,000 pound axles. You can see they've got the brakes here on both, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up so that the brakes work on one axle, and what I'll do is I'll alternate that axle. I'll have them on this for maybe a year, and then I'll alternate it to that axle. And what that does is when you're driving on ice and slippery conditions, there'll always be an axle that's rolling. A tire will always be rolling. The other tire might lock up when you're braking, but the other one will always roll. So you'll never get a jackknife trailer in the wintertime. But we can discuss all that later when we get into wiring. They added this center support here. Again, when you can custom order it for the size, the weight, everything that you're doing. But look at those welds. Aren't those nice welds? Beautiful. And then all of these are gusseted. Look at the thickness of that steel. Nice. Normally this would be a V-nose trailer, but I asked them to make it flat nose. So this isn't an extended tongue, but normally the tongue would come, or the V-nose would come out to somewhere like here. But since it's flat, this is perfect because I'm going to put my tackle box. Plus over there, I'm going to have propane. And then up here, I'm going to put my bikes up top. And then I'll still have a lot of room from the hitch, take some really tight corners and not have to worry about it hitting my truck. On the roof, aluminum, one piece, no seams, perfect. Let's go back inside now, and I'm gonna show you the basic layout. And it's not super detailed. If you want a real detailed layout with the kitchen and everything, check out the link above here. So you can see in the corner here, this is where the closet's going to be. Then we have our bathroom, shower, cassette toilet. That's going to be the door on the outside to remove the cassette. And then there's going to be a little sink in here. Moving around, starting right about there, you can see that's the wall. It's going to be a fairly thick wall because I'm going to put my plugs in here. I don't want any plugs going through to the exterior to break this thermal barrier. I'm going to make sure this is well insulated so this can be used in extremely cold weather. Countertop, so you see it going across there. There's going to be a window here that's above the sink. Stove's going right here. Up top, the upper cabinets come down, and then probably a shelf underneath that to where the vent hood is. Back here, you can see this window right there. It's going to be going there somewhere. What I want to do with that is to figure out roughly where my bench is going to be with the cushion on top. And then as I'm sitting on that bench, I want to be able to just look very comfortably out these windows. So whether it's the back window here, I think that's a 56-inch window, be up there. But again, so that you're sitting on the bench, looking out almost 360 degrees. There's another side window for this side. I'm just sorting out right now my spacing for my tanks. So we've got, this is a 75 gallon, this is a 30 gallon, and then this is a 10 gallon or 8 gallon for gray water. There's my hot water tank. And then I'm still debating, I've got a tank that'll fit in here. I'm just really not sure how much water I want to bring compared to how much gray water I want to store, but we're going to sort that out. You can see the bed frame right now. This is for our elevator bed. So this here is just a standard bed frame. It's got the slats that go across it like this. I'm going to build a box up here as a winch system for the elevator bed. It's going to come down to the bed, cross, and then up to some mounting points up there. As you move over here, right in this area here will be the wood stove. And then the refrigerator on this side will be those IKEA cabinets that we have in our original build trailer. And again, closet there at the entrance, electrical closet behind it. Up top, we're going to throw a vent in the bathroom. And then we're going to have another vent right in here, kind of almost over where the kitchen area is, but it's also going to have an exhaust hood for the stove. And then back there, right here is where we're going to put the AC system. Down here is where we're going to mount our diesel heater. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it so that it's sucking air from either from here, like from the bathroom area over here, sucking it through and then blowing it out maybe underneath here, like where this platform is going to be over top of this tank, just so that we can get good circulation. That's going to be the idea. Same for behind the stove. I'm probably going to have the wood stove out a little ways and then some ducting in behind to take that heat, draw it down, and then blow it out by the floor. Okay, so what's next? Well, let me show you what I've been working on. So in this build, I don't want to make a metal frame around the window. I found that brought in way too much condensation. But one thing I noticed with doing a lot of these older trailers is they've got this plywood, almost like a torque box around each window, and it provides a solid structure for the outside and also for the inside. So that's what I've built for all my windows here. This is 1.5 inch plywood glued and nailed together, and that's going to provide the torque boxes. So in the back here, I'm going to cut the opening, and then I'm going to cut it 3 inches bigger for that all the way around there, and then glue that in there with that 3M 5200, clamp it, and then weld some braces across below it and above it just to reinforce that wall. And that's how I'm going to do all my windows. So I've got these all ready to go. You can see over there, got them ready to go there. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a good idea of how I'm going to lay out this build. We talked a little bit about what to look for in a trailer, especially one that you're putting so much time and energy into. You want the trailer itself to last for a long time. That's one of the superiorities, I think, of a cargo trailer camper, is that you can get the superior construction and then you can build it exactly how you want it. Definitely the reason why I'm going this direction. But what I'd like to know is from you guys, you have bought trailers, maybe you've been building a trailer. What are some of the things that you wish you would have gotten in your cargo trailer camper? And what are some of the things that you did get that you highly recommend others when they're looking at purchasing a trailer keep in mind? Sometimes I found for myself, it's worth it just to spend a little bit more and get something that has some good quality rather than having to do it a couple times in the future. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please continue following along. Comment below. Let me know, things that you're worried about with your trailer, the build. What are some questions that you have so we can incorporate that into this build series. Thank you for following along. We'll see you in the next one. Let's cut some holes in this thing.